Well, guys, it is Monday, May 18th. About 1 o'clock right now. Yesterday, my daughter Harper and I were driving around during the rain, kind of picking out some parking spots on public land just where I could see I could access. And in doing so, we were glassing fields, and we glassed up 2 towns in this field that we're in right now. We had never been over here before, but I marked it on Onyx, and then it was pouring rain this morning, so we slipped in here right when the rain stopped, popped up this blind and 2 decoys. Now the funny thing is right where I dropped the pin that those turkeys were, we started to go right up this little rise here, and I can show you here in a minute. We started to go up the rise, and I just barely popped my head over that rise, and those same birds are maybe 75 or 100 yards away. We haven't started calling yet because they were content out there in that field feeding, and so we set up our decoys, popped up the blind, and we're going to give it a shot here. Harper, what do you think's going to happen?
We're going to shoot them, and after we get by the turkeys, we're going to shoot them.
You think it's going to be awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. We'll see. I just got him. Let's show. Let's go get him. Harper, what did we just do? Come on.
Shot a turkey.
Come on, baby. Oh, man. They gave us a heck of a show for a long time. I saw him fold right here. I hope he's just over this ridge. Oh my gosh, this would be awesome to have my daughter right here. Oh, baby. Let's get up here. Harper, Nicole, look, what did we just do? Harper, Nicole, what did we just do?
We shot a boy turkey.
Oh, come here, give me a hug. Give me a hug. It's okay.
Look at that feather.
I know. Look at that. Look, we got our decoys down there, our blind down there. Harper, Nicole, come hold this camera. Tell me what you're thinking. What? Just wait. How was it?
Good.
That's okay. He's just dying. Did you get to see him strutting?
Yeah.
Did you get to hear him gobble?
Yeah.
Did you help me find this bird yesterday?
No.
Yes, you did. We parked up on that hill. Way back there's our car. We were driving down in the rain looking for parking spots so we knew where public access was, weren't we?
Yeah. We just looked out before we went and just saw some chickens up on that field. And straight ahead, before you even come this hill, you saw two turkeys just sitting right here. And like we were over there just watching.
Yep. And he was strutting up a storm like crazy. Look at all those feathers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty neat.
That's a pretty long shot.
Yeah.
I thought he was closer, but he was getting out of here. Oh, that was crazy. This is where having OnX is a lifesaver. When we drove around on OnX, I'm plotting all the parking spots for public access because I don't know how many times I've been in a spot, think I'm in deep, and all of a sudden I hear voices or somebody else, and I'm like, where did they come from? So one thing I did yesterday in the rain was glass up these fields, and we found 7 birds yesterday. These three were on public, but if I go 40 yards that way, I'm on private. And when we came up here, we wanted to set the blind right back here on this ridge, and that way we could see both spots. And I knew that this was going to be private, so I was not going to shoot across this line. And sure enough, we start creeping up this hill, and I glass down in here, and he's full strut with 2 hens. And so we back up, I put the decoys down there, I put a Jake over a hen, like right on, there's a little knoll right there on the 2-track where the service truck comes in, and then put the blind back there. And looking back now, I'm not sure if the blind was spooking them or what, but they kind of hung up. They were down here milling around in this stuff for a little while, and then eventually the hens started acting like they're going to get out of here. And I saw his white head coming, and I knew, I kept walking it from my years of doing 3D archery. I kept walking it in my head, and I kept saying, that's not more than 50, but it's not any less than 42, 43. So I thought I was in the 45-yard game. And I've shot this at 50 yards with this choke and these 3-inch shells, and I usually get about 12 to 15 pellets in the head at that distance. But you never know, and it's always scary. I want that bird to be within 40 for sure, and I wouldn't have taken this shot had, I've been in the timber or anything else, but this was wide open, and it just seemed like a slam dunk. And to see him fold the way he folded, and standing on his head right now, because the way they flop, and I don't want him to spur my daughter. I haven't even looked at his spurs yet, but we're going to get him up here, and we're going to look at him and fan him out. We'll take him down by the decoys and tag him up, and this is going to be awesome. What do you think so far?
It's good.
Very good?
Yeah.
This is your first hunt with me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've done squirrels, we've done pheasants, but you've never done a turkey hunt, you've never done a deer hunt, and the first time you go out, you go out with me. She wants face paint on. You know, she's got her little earphones on. She thought that was going to help her. I don't know what it was. It was cute and adorable. But we did it. It worked.
Yeah.
I love you, baby. Hey guys, well, that was a very short hunt, and honestly, I've worked my butt off. I was on vacation last week, so the last 9 days I've been on public land chasing birds, and I would be set up somewhere and chase a gobble 600, 700, 800 yards away. At one point, I was 3 miles from my car. You know, I was logging 7 miles a day chasing these birds, finding scratches, finding fresh poop, and it just wasn't working. So yesterday it was pouring rain, didn't really want to go out, and so Harper and I took a little drive covering all this public land, and I wanted to log all the parking spots, and we were just glassing fields, and we kept finding birds, but they were on private land. And then this little patch, which butts up to a lot of private land, had some birds standing out here in the rain yesterday. So we marked it. I asked her if we wanted to go on a sneak for them yesterday, and she said, no, not today, Dad. And I said, okay, well then we're going to pop a blind up and be here this morning. Well, it was pouring even harder this morning, so we decided that was not it. So we said, as soon as that rain stops, about 12:30, we're going to be in the blind and there. We crept up over the hill, and we could see, I could see, she's a little bit too short, but I could see this tom and 2 hens just over this little rise behind me. And so we backed up, put the blind over here, and set up our Jake and hen decoy. And we gave it probably half an hour before we started calling. But we started calling, and those hens, if anything, is what worked for us today. Because he would gobble at whatever we called, but you know, she would imitate, you know, whatever I was doing, only louder. So eventually I just pissed her off and kept doing what she was doing, and she came right in, and he came right in behind him. And they were there. He was strutting around for probably half an hour or 45 minutes within about 60 yards and just wouldn't come any closer. And finally, the hens dipped to about 45, and he kind of followed in suit, but it was clear they were going up over the ridge and back into the woods. So when he got there and gave me a perfect extended neck, we went ahead and took him, and it folded him right there on the spot. And this is a great bird. I don't know what to say about his age because you can't really tell, but his spurs are just nice white with a good sharp point on them. They're every bit of 1.5 inches. And last year I took a public land bird. This is all public land, but last year I took a public land bird about 40 miles from here, and I thought that bird was a 2.5-year-old bird, but it only weighed like 18 pounds, had 1.25 inch spurs and an 8-inch beard. This one's got, you know, a pretty good beard on him. Oh, it's probably pushing that 10 or maybe even 11 mark, and nice full fan. So he's a mature bird. That's all I care about. And I got him done with my daughter. This is the first hunt we've ever gone on together. We've gone pheasant hunting, we've gone squirrel hunting, we've never done turkey, we've never done deer. She's 5.5, and now we're under quarantine, so she's not in school. So what else would we do? This is fun.
Yeah, we would like go somewhere normally when it's not the sickness. We would go out places, and I would go to school, but instead it's the sickness. We can still go places like
The woods.
yeah.
You can go hunting. What did you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was very awesome. I got to see a little bit of the cookies. There's a girl and a boy standing right over there, kind of like on the hill, but like on the hill, like almost coming down, like
On the side of the hill.
yeah.
Yep.
And we were just sitting right there, and right for that thing, we just shot a turkey right on the side of the hill.
Yep. And that's the first one you've ever been a part of. You got to hear him gobble. You've never really heard that before, have you?
No.
Nope. So that was cool. Would you do it again?
Next turkey season.
What about would you ever want to hunt a turkey? Would you ever want to shoot one?
No. I would try my turkey season and the next turkey season.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
Like, I love turkey hunting. I didn't think it would be bad. We go pheasant hunting, and we catch some fish, and
Stuff. But you've never done this. So awesome. And it was a short hunt. All in all, it's 2 o'clock right now, and we got in here at 12:30. So I don't know if you can beat that. An hour-and-a-half hunt with a 5.5-year-old. This could have been horribly wrong on my part as a father. You know, we brought some snacks, but we didn't bring an iPad. We didn't bring anything else. So this could have been a long, grueling hunt, and it turned out great. So I couldn't be any happier. And we're going to get him home and cut him up, and we're going to call Uncle Clay right now and let him know he's going to be jealous, but also so happy to hear it from Harper. So thanks, guys.